Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger, banger daily market news and analysis. All right, so listen up. I don't have a show produced for you guys today like I normally do because today was my daughter's birthday. So I haven't been home, right? I haven't been home. I haven't been on the internet, but quickly I took a peek and I think I have the gist of it. So I'm going to sum up everything that happened today, where we're at, where I think that we're going. Here it is. There's a moth that got in here. All right. It's the fly episode. All right. Here's the summary for you guys. You ready? Mom and dad are fighting. Mom and dad got into a fight, and now brother and sister are fighting. And they're saying, "You're the reason mom and dad left. You're the reason that mom and dad broke up." Do I have it? Do I have it dialed in? I think that I have it dialed in. Y'all let me know. All right, but as of the time of recording, Bitcoin is sitting at 101,000 to almost $102,000. Some of the comments says, "Not sure how you possibly can think that we're going up still. Not sure how you possibly can think that mom and dad fighting is a reason. Like, what fundamentally has changed about crypto? What fundamentally has changed about crypto? Elon Musk and Trump are fighting. So what? Imagine being moved by that. I don't care. I do not care. Now, I'm gonna give you guys my downside targets. I'm gonna give you guys my downside targets. All right. However, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am not going to be greedy because this screams bear trap. This screams manipulating retail by fear. Literally, ask yourself, what is different about Bitcoin today than yesterday? What is different about Ethereum today than yesterday? Let me know in the comments. What's different today? Mom and dad are fighting, so let's panic. No. Silly stuff. Silly stuff. All right, I'm going to give you my downside targets for Bitcoin and where I think that we're going. The full moon is June 11th. And what we've seen, I'll start off with that. What we have seen is there has been local tops on the new moon. And we've seen a pretty stark correction from each one of the new moons the last few days. So the next new moon is the 25th. And here's my prediction. Bitcoin's going to make a new all-time high by the 25th. This is probably the worst of it. As you can see, the full moons were not necessarily the lows. As you can see, the last few months, the full moons we had already reversed. So, with the type of fear and manipulation that's happening in the market right now, people are panicking already. The fear is extreme. I'm going to give you my downside targets, but I'm saying by the 25th, we're going to make a new all-time high. The next new moon is going to be an all-time high. I could see, and I said, if we broke through this, which I'm not classifying this as breaking through, I want to see how tomorrow closes, because this is technically still just filling out this box over here. We're still within this range. But if we break through this, I think there's a higher probability for Bitcoin that we get to 97K. I put that out in my group earlier. Back testing this range over here, that would still be a macro higher low. All right. That's my downside target for Bitcoin. I don't know if we're going to get it. I'm not going to be greedy. I've already added to my position. If we get to 97, it's a gift. Ethereum, however, this screams bear trap to me. Here's my line in the sand for Ethereum. $2,328. That is the line in the sand for me. If we get through that, we're going to come back and back test the range at about 2,000. I don't think we're going to get it, though. I really don't. Here's why. When we go, like I looked through all the times. Look at how red this is. Look at the RSI. And I scrolled all the way through this. Guess when the last time we were this low? Spoiler alert, it was April 7th on Ethereum. This screams a bear trap. Literally, what is different today than yesterday? I want to see how we close. We're already up a decent bit on Bitcoin. Bitcoin already got to, we're almost at 102,000. We got all the way to 100,000, so it's already up 2,000 from the scary fight with mom and dad. We're already up $2,000 from the scary fight with mom and dad. I want to see tomorrow and the day after, where is Ethereum at? If we already get back up to 2,500, guess what? This was a bear trap. Retail was shaketh for good, perhaps. If not, we're going to come to 2,300. That's my downside target where I'm going to start to re-add to my Ethereum position. And I've said, all dips, in my opinion, are for buying. XRP, I recorded a video earlier today, and I didn't upload it. But I put in the video. $2 was my target. And if we broke $2, $1.97, then we're going to go to $1.80. But that's it. That's still just a higher low in the macro. Where's the chart? My bad. My bad. There we go. It's still a pump and dump. But did we dump lower? When you say, so there you go. That's my thoughts on, I'll quickly touch it again. Bitcoin's the most oversold it's been since April 7th on the smaller time frames. Same thing for Ethereum, same thing for XRP. And why? I'm not moved by this. Maybe it's because I wasn't in my office all day. Maybe it's because I was out hanging out with my daughter and I was literally touching grass all day and I wasn't looking at the internet. This does not move me even a little bit. This, in fact, is hilarious to me. We're all going to panic, sell our crypto because mom and dad are fighting. Is that what the reason is? Y'all let me know. That's not what I'm going to be doing. But y'all let me know. All right. Let's look at some of the... let me pull up my YouTube chat over here. All right. We got the YouTube chat up. If you're watching on YouTube, say what is... Uh-oh. Where's my OBS? Am I frozen? Woo! No, we're good. I'm on my way to buy more Solnic. Solnic looks... Actually, Solnic didn't even break the downtrend. Out of all the coins, it hasn't even gotten a fake out yet. All right, let me read some of your guys' comments. I got me a cigar today. And it went out. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, bro. Last comment. Ski for president. It's on sale. Buy some. Listen, I'm buying. I put in my longs earlier today, and I have my targets. If we reach those targets, I'm going to add to the positions. I'm not going to be greedy here because there's no fundamental reason for this. There's no technical or fundamental reason for this. So what is this? Everyone always clamors for market manipulation until we actually get it. If crypto is that strong, it shouldn't dip like pudding. My brother in Christ, Ethereum is up 100%. 100% since April 7th. April 7th until today, it was up 116%. Today, right now, it's up 95%. Do you know what the consequence for going up 100% in how many days has passed? 61 days. Do you know what the consequence for going up 100% in 61 days? 10, 20% pullbacks. That's the consequence. If you can't handle 10%, 20% pullbacks, you don't deserve 2, 3, 5Xs. Sorry. I'm sorry. If you cannot handle 10, 20% dips, you don't deserve 2, 3, 5, 10Xs. You just don't. What up, Ski? When you say close for ETH, what do you mean? Yes. Okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying like the candle close. Yes, I don't remember what time it does. Yes, it does close. The market is constantly open for Ethereum, but the candles still close. What caused the sudden drop? Mom and dad are fighting. Market manipulation is the answer. Nothing. There's no reason. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. Flux thoughts. I like Flux a lot. Oh. Should I rotate Bitcoin into Ethereum? I think Ethereum's going to outperform Bitcoin from this moment. But I believe in Bitcoin long term more than Ethereum. So that depends on your time horizon. 85K Bitcoin, I don't think so. I think best case we're getting 97K. There's a strong plausibility that today is it. I think June 11th is, or no, let's see here. June 15th is when we're going to clearly be out of the bearish window. And I think by June 25th, which is the new moon, we're going to have a new local top. Hope you're feeling better, Ski. I'm feeling great. I'm generally pretty healthy. I do battle with migraines pretty bad. Man, where did I do battle with migraines pretty bad, but generally, as long as I drink enough salt water, I'm okay. But other than that, I don't get sick that much. Knock on wood. Retail's a bunch of weak-minded. This is crazy to sell. I don't get it, bro. I don't understand how there can be so much fear off of nothing. Literally. Who cares? Like, Elon is not the bearer, the flag bearer for crypto, and neither is Trump. Hughes just says, I sold one of my coins with 160% gains, rolled it into DOT, Solnic VeChain, more gains, let's go. That's the way to go. And I think it's okay to have like a moon bag on your 160. 10, 20% is fine, but always take profit. Don't feel bad about it. Hope you're feeling, yeah. ABC down, wave 5. It's completed. I believe 145. Here we go. Minimum. July, next crash. I see. I'm pretty much with you. My targets are a little bit different, but basically the same. 6 one, half a dozen the other, as they say in my neck of the woods. Bro, where did my matches go? I'm smoking my cigar today. I didn't get to smoke my cigar before I went live. I think it's planned. Okay, I don't mind this theory, Cameron. Cameron says, I think it's planned to push people into bonds to put pressure on Jerome to cut rates. Maybe. I'll buy that for $1. Ski thoughts on Chainlink. I like Chainlink a lot. $38 minimum, $78, $178. Happy birthday to your daughter. Thank you, Nick. Mom and Dad, Orange and Rocket Man. The Orange Man and the Rocket Man are fighting. How low is Bitcoin going? If we're lucky, bro. If we're lucky, blessed, highly favored, 97K. In all likelihood, the fact that the velocity, like Bitcoin was already at 100K today. The fact that it's up almost $2,000 kind of lets us know that that was just manipulation. What coins are you investing into? I went long on Bitcoin, XRP, and ADA earlier. I might add to my Ethereum long. Solnic, I think, is my top 100x play. I like VeChain here. I'm deep into VeChain long, though. He says, I'm a neurologist if you need me to check you. It's hereditary. And I think I got the good end of the stick, to be honest, because my mom used to get seizures real bad, and my sister got seizures real bad to where she doesn't remember years of her life. But I never got that, luckily. But mine is just the migraines. And if I stay on top of my water, my mineral water, generally I am pretty good. I haven't found anything that once I get a migraine, I'm just cooked. I just got to go to sleep, turn the lights off. But other than that, as long as I drink a lot of mineral water, usually that prevents things a lot. It doesn't prevent it 100%, but it definitely slows the curve, if you will. So, yeah, I drink snake juice is what they call it. You put sea salt, Himalayan salt, baking soda, and no salt, which is potassium, and I put all that in my water. No crash. I bought some NCT today. I think NCT is a good value. LimeWire, bruh, no worries. Here, just DCA, baby. Once we get a trade deals fixed, lower interest rates, we're going parabolic. Could be waiting all summer, though. If we're lucky. If we're lucky. 101 or 96K. I have a strong feeling that this was just a bear trap. 97, I think, is on the table and looks more plausible. But just the way that this has played out. We talked about Ethereum and Bitcoin on the lower time frames. I think I was on the 3-hour. This is the lowest that Ethereum has been on the 3-hour since April 7th. Okay? For context. And I'm talking about the RSI, the relative strength. XRP thoughts. My downside target was $2. You could classify that as being hit. If that breaks, call it $1.97. We're probably going to go to $1.80. But I think that the market generally has bottomed. Too much lead in Himalayan salt. Try Baja Gold instead. Maybe. I'll take a look at it. XRP long is high risk. Maybe. Maybe. Bro, I'm with you. June 11th is when you expect us to turn around. If we haven't already by then. We're already in... Okay. We're already in the full moon energy right now, as we can see, right? June 11th is the actual technical full moon, and we would technically be there until the 15th. But I expect the 25th, what's been more strongly correlated, the full moon, is the new moon. And I'll show you. I'm going to show you so you guys don't think I'm a witch. He's a witch! All right, let me go on the daily. All right, look. You can clearly see after the new moons. So the blue dot is the new moon. We've had a pretty stark correction, and it's been a local top for the last few months. Stark correction after the new moon. This has been at play for a little while now. Okay. The new moon is the 25th. Cardano, $2, $4, $6, $8. Those are my targets. Jay says 3% drop is relatively calm. I know, but it doesn't feel that way. People put so much focus on short-term noise. Ignore and look at the big picture from now till December. Bitcoin. Yeah, literally. Ski is Gandalf. I don't know about that. Let's go up, please. No farm unemployment tomorrow. I think Fed looks at that and drops interest rates. I think we're gonna drop in July. That's my prediction. Gandalfski, what's You shall not pass. Hold up. They're going to get me copyrighted, bro. What is this? What do we got? Says I'm getting the Twin Towers tatted on me. Dang. What is this? All right, there we go. What crypto am I focusing on? I have a few that I like to trade. I mean, obviously, I always focus a lot on Bitcoin. Right now, I'm paying attention to Ethereum a lot. Bitcoin and Ethereum, like, I think you should always focus on that. But I think Ethereum is sort of the key to the rest of the altcoin market. So I'm definitely paying a lot of attention to Ethereum. Not necessarily trading it, but I'm definitely paying way more attention to Ethereum than anything else right now. In the past, it's been Bitcoin. For most of my career, it's almost always Bitcoin that I really pay attention to. Ethereum, I'm paying more attention to at this present moment because I think it has the key to the rest of the market. But as far as like what I'm trading a lot of ADA, VeChain. What else? Those are the ones I like to eat on a lot, to be honest. As far as what am I fundamentally focusing on, it's definitely Solnic. Solnic has all my energy. Drop a like, you savages. When I see Bitcoin dominance at 48%, I will be out of crypto, fully sell 100%, and will buy back Bitcoin in March of 2026. See, I have a similar target. I've been saying since for a long time now, actually, at least for a year or so. My downside targets are for Bitcoin dominance are high 40s to low 50s. That's basically, I mean, that's what you're saying. It's the same thing. Near is a 3x. So you are buying and holding. Correct. I mostly hodl. Greater is he. Check Bitcoin dominance. It's still at the 702. Yes. Answer your question. I mostly 90% of my portfolio is just spot. I just spot buy. 90% of the time. Are we cooked? No. Answer this. What is fundamentally different today than yesterday? What is technically different today than yesterday? You let me know. Mom and dad got into a fight, and now we're pointing fingers at each other saying, you're the reason mom and dad broke up. That's what's happening. I just wrapped up today's crypto news and analysis in a nutshell. XRP worth holding till year end? I think so. When do you think altcoins will start moving up? I think we make a new high. Not necessarily for altcoins. June 25th. For Bitcoin. And we'll see where Ethereum is at. Altcoins will start to move up heavily when Ethereum gets to 3,300. Hello, Ski. Orange plus rocket equals bad. Exactly. Also buy some NFTs. Why not June 10th, since where the M2 money supply also starts moving up? June 11th is the full moon. What we've seen in crypto, listen, I'm not a witch, but a pattern is a pattern. What we've seen is typically your tops are new moons. All right. Local top, local top, local top, local top. These are new moons. The blue ones are new moons. The white ones are full moons. I did not put this here. Okay. This has been at play forever. But especially the last few months, we've seen the new moons have been local tops with a pretty stark correction afterwards. We've seen the last few months that the bottom was already in by the time the full moon got here. As we can see here, and here, and here. So that's the next full moon is June 11th. But we're already in that negative energy right now. What do you think the realistic low for Bitcoin in time frame? Realistically, it is probably $104,400. Plausibly, it could be 97. That's super plausible. But I think by June 11th. My top for ETH, the highest probability is 7,200. ETH expects a 10x. You still think ZBAC is a good project? I don't know anything about ZBAC fundamentally. But I've been saying for the last like week or so to take profit on ZBAC. ZBAC did a 9x. Right? ZBAC did a 9x in 45 days. Congratulations. Yeah, I would not be buying ZBAC right now, for sure. That doesn't mean it's a bad project. It just means this is accumulation. It gave you a year of this price right here before it went on to do a 9x. In all likelihood, ZBAC is going to backtest the prior range. That's typically what you see. That's still another 26%. In the grand scheme of things, that's not that bad, to be honest. But it's already down a pretty good percentage already. At this point, you might as well just see it through, my boy. 43% down, yeah. I got to see it through, my boy. I promise you on my mama, I said take profits on ZBAC. Do you stake any coins? Solnick. Top for XRP, $5, $8, $12. First time I watched you was 5 years ago when you made a video title something like, I made $150 in 3 hours. I was like 19. I'm 25. Mastering Elliott Wave. Let's go, bro. Yeah, that was a long time ago. See, what I like, you're consistent in here too, giving me your analysis in Elliott Wave. Elliott Wave is not my bread and butter, but what I do like is you have adjacent targets to what I have using a completely different method, which is good. Ondo or ICP, which you choose? I would choose ICP. XRP will go back to 35 cents. When? What are we measuring that in? What are we measuring it in? The thing that they're printing to oblivion? If you want to tell me like 35 cents measured in gold, maybe. If you're telling me 35 cents measured in dollar, there's no way. XRP is centralized. So is 99% of the rest of the market. I would argue Bitcoin is pretty centralized. I am not an XRP maxi. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I just look for value. That's it. At 30 cents, my targets were... Here was my targets at 30 cents with video evidence. $1.11, $2.22, $3.33, $5, $8, $12. Those were my targets since 33 cents. Since 30 cents. Everyone said that was crazy. The XRP army said I'm not bullish enough. I need to understand it. Do your research. And everybody else said like you're out of your mind. We got within like 20%, 30% of my higher targets. And I still think by this time next year it's going to hit at least $5. High probability of $8 and maybe we get to $12. Webb's a Solnick Maxi. I am a Solnick Maxi. They have too much going on behind closed doors. Like, listen, I could make the same argument for every crypto, every stock, every business, every politician, right? I just view the whole market like that. Like, for me, it's like, yes, every market, every asset is completely manipulated, completely rigged. I just don't like that's my starting place on everything. Maybe I'm You know, I don't know what the word would be. I'm just jaded like that. That's why this dip right here today means nothing to me. It means nothing to me because it's silly. Save us, Ski! Do you agree with Michael Saylor? Bitcoin will be worth 20 million one day. If you're measuring it in dollars, yes. I agree with Michael Saylor. One day, one Bitcoin will be worth $20 million. Now, in that scenario, I don't think $20 million equals $20 million. Right? But that's the point of Bitcoin in the first place. So, Bitcoin getting to $20 million, like $20 million doesn't equal $20 million. You hear what I'm saying? But yes, someday, maybe not even this decade, right? Maybe 2035. Maybe 20 years from now. But someday, yeah, I think so. Bitcoin to 20 million in 2116. I don't think it's going to take that long because every 4 years the national debt doubles. Right? Here's the red pill. I know I didn't spell that right. Whatever. Every 4 years, Republican or Democrat, red or blue, left or right, do you know what they have in common? They love printing money to oblivion. Every 4 years since Clinton, I'm talking Bill, this number right here has doubled. Every 4 years. Now, I know that JPZ is the know-all, tell-all for the right price, right? And he tells us what inflation is. I'm telling you, if they double this number, inflation has doubled. That's not what is presented to us, but that is the truth. If you double the supply that is circulating, that means inflation has doubled. Now, you can piss on me and tell me it's raining all you like. But this number, every 4 years, has doubled. I don't think that trend is going to end. In fact, President Trump wants to abolish the debt ceiling altogether. So is it going to take to 2167? I don't think so. I think it's going to take a couple more doubles. A couple more doubles. Red, blue, or orange? Do you agree with Josh? 444K Bitcoin win. The dollar is cooked. I agree, Big Mike. Ski, I'm scared. Don't be scared. What is different today than was different yesterday? What is different today than yesterday? What fundamentally is different? What technically is different? With Ethereum, with XRP, with Bitcoin. What is different today than was yesterday? Mom and dad are fighting. And so now brother and sister are fighting and they're saying, you're the reason mom and dad broke up. Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe you are the reason. Nothing is different. It's still a pump and dump. If you want to argue that, sure. But the pump was 100%. The dump was 15%. I will take that. Every day. All day. I put 120K into Sol and ETH. Best day ever. Nice, bro. Do you believe this? Do you believe this Trump and Elon beef is planned? Listen, brother, Brian, I'll be honest with you. I am very jaded. This is my perception on everything. That there's predator and there's prey. The apex predators are very precise. The market manipulation is real. Everyone wants to clamor for market manipulation until we actually get it. And then we're cooked. So, answer your question. Yes, I believe almost every dip is planned. We're the reason Trump and Musk broke up. Look at the look at the DXY though, 98. That's kind of crazy. We're about to make a lower low on that. I just realized that too. I saw a report too that Zelensky was saying that Trump and Elon need to keep the peace. When Zelensky, the actor, the comedian, when Zelensky is advocating for peace, you know we're cooked. uh... 7,200 ETH. What do you think will be the low on ETH? It won't hit 7,200. What do you think? If it won't hit 3,300. 7,200 is my probability. High probability. 3,300 is my bare bones minimum. I buy that for $1. Big Mike says, how do you see the transition to the digital happening? Some fundamentalists predict Black Swan event. Okay, yeah, that's where I'll agree with. If you want to hear, okay, this is perhaps the first time on my channel in my career that I've heard about a Black Swan, and I think that there's some merit to it. Most of the time when you hear about a Black Swan, it's after bears are wrecked or after a bottom is already in. I think that this is the correct connotation to a Black Swan. And I would agree, right? So what is going to usher in the actual digital age? The age of Aquarium. The digital age. What's going to usher that in? What is the tactic from the apex predator? What do they do? What do they like to do? They like to create problems that do not exist and then sell you the solution. COVID was the most recent example of this. Create a problem that does not exist and sell you the solution. They made billions and billions of dollars on a problem that did not exist. That is the apex predator's playbook. So, yes, I don't know what the event is going to be, but I do think it's going to be manufactured. And not real. And then we're going to be sold like, well, this is going to be safer. and that's going to usher in the digital age, and that's going to usher out the dollar, the physical dollar. Which, if you are a fan of sovereignty, I think you should be a fan of physical dollars. Matt says, do you expect a recovery in the next week, or do you think we'll dip lower? Asking for a 40x friend. Now, your 40x friend, we might dip lower. If it's a 4x friend, I would say I think we're good. A 40x friend might be cooked. A 4x friend, I think, is good. Big Mike says they're saying to keep your coins in their brokers and keep them in private ledgers to be safe. You ever looked at Invax stock history? It's like a pandemic pump every 6 years. No, I haven't. He says, I'll put profit into Sonic. Oh, from your 120K Solana and ETH buy. I think you're in a pretty good spot. Like I said, Ethereum is the most oversold today on the smaller time frame, the 3-hour time frame. This is the most oversold that Ethereum has been since April 7th. Joey says FDT and F Elon, these scumbags keep screwing with our crypto. Yeah, honestly. Listen, I've never been one to worship any other man. That's not what I do. I've never been a Donald Trump worshiper, nor have I been a Elon Musk worshiper. They're human too. They do good things, they do bad things, just like other people. You know? Says, I want to know more about Sonic. Sonic is my number one 100x play. We are shooting a feature-length documentary called BYOB. And it's going to go into my small Midwestern hometown and show the remains and the ruins of the 2008 crisis. And the purpose of this is to show, to educate, and to show. A lot of people know about the 2008 financial crisis. Less people know that that's why Bitcoin was created in the first place. Even less people know the remains and the ruins of these small Midwestern these towns that have not recovered to this day. And so that's what the documentary is about. And then what that documentary really is a big ad for the products that is the solution. Okay? The problem is big banks do not care about you. They do not care about me. And this is where big banks left my small hometown. This is where they left my family, my hometown, in the gutter. It still has not recovered to this day. No one was prosecuted. One person. And so the BYOB movement is the Be Your Own Bank movement. And so that is what Sonic is trying to do. Offer the same financial tools that are available to PayPal, to Wells Fargo, to Chase, to JP Morgan, all these different places, these institutions, that how do they make money? They make money by lending, they make money by borrowing, they make money by liquidity mining. They make money all these different paths, by staking, buying bonds, all these different paths of how they make money. and keep the show going, I'm trying to offer with Solnic to regular people. And so that's what the BYOB mission is all about. Bringing power back to regular people, but instead of needing tens of millions of dollars of capital to access these same tools that the Buddy Club or that Big Brother has, you're going to be able to access these tools for $10. Hey, Ski, what are your targets for Algorand? $2.22 and $8. Where's Fauci? Right? Literally. Bro, I haven't heard from Fauci since like 2021. Bro, like, I'm going to be honest with you too. And the crazier part is, greater is he. I haven't even thought about it until you just said it. Like, wait a minute, where is Fauci? For real, actually. I have not heard the man's name uttered into the ether since 2021. Oh, man. Elon getting booted was part of the plan. Notice his black eye. No, like, if you know anything about, bro, this is, how deep y'all want to go? Because, listen, we've seen this before from these characters. It's like sport. It's so much like sports. There's different characters. There's different players. Same storyline though. If I hold enough Solnic, can I join and be a board member? Yeah, you could join the Whale Club. He says go all the way deep. Listen, bro. What happened to Tupac? Where is Biggie and Tupac? He got a pardon and took a hint, right? My question is, how do you get a pardon for crimes you haven't committed? How do you get a pardon for a crime you didn't commit? How's that work? I'm no lawyer. I don't know. I'm just some guy in his basement who cannot find his match to finish his cigar. Where did my match go? I don't know. And how do you get pardoned for a crime you haven't committed? The world may never know. I know I don't. Do you think we get a bounce or lower? I think we get a bounce here. Listen, anytime you see like fear for no reason, generally that's a good sign. Now, nothing's 100%, right? I'm generally bullish because I'm bearish on the dollar. There's times when I'm definitely bearish. Like I've been bearish on ZBAC for the past couple of weeks. When I see stuff go vertical, parabolic, like I definitely put it out to take profits, right? But when you see like really scary events for no reason, right? Like what technically is different today than yesterday? What fundamentally is different today than yesterday? Mom and dad are fighting and the markets are scared. Nothing's really different though. So when you see fear and nothing has really changed, that's generally a good sign. He says, you wake up at Diddy's house, you don't remember anything. What's your first thought? How did I get here? And why does my butt hurt? There's no stairs here. How much money is considered a whale in Solnic? 5 million Solnic. You can get in the whale chat. Please. Please, no. Help. Think of the possibilities with the pre-pardon. Right? Fauci is in hell. All right, yeah. Yeah, guys. I'm not moved by this. Maybe it's just because I was out all day hanging out with my daughter and I wasn't looking at my phone. I wasn't looking at the internet. Maybe that's why. Or maybe because I've seen this movie before. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. I'm going to say this. If Ethereum gets back above this in the next day or two, this was a bear trap. A big one. Good time to long on ETH? I think so. My line in the sand for ETH is 23.38, so we're pretty daggone close. We're pretty daggone close. And listen, June 25th rolls around. Bitcoin's making a new all-time high. I want you to remember who was here. When mom and dad were fighting, who gathered up all the siblings and said, we're going to be all right? Listen, you guys are always hating on Alex, too. Alex is bullish right now. Alex is like laughing at this, too. I just retweeted his post about, like, there's nothing that's happening. And there's just so much fear in the market. Who gets ski in the divorce? All right, guys. Is Alex bullish a good sign? I think so. I will be live with Alex in the morning. I don't even know where my OBS is. But yeah, listen, I know that I didn't have a produced show today, and I'm sorry. The next few days are going to be kind of whack for me, to be honest. I have a graduation party on the 8th, and then I also have my son's birthday on the 9th. So after like the 10th or so, things are going to get back in order, if you will, and I'll get back to a regularly schedule. Probably going to be 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday sometimes. Uploading regular schedule, but I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. It'll be kind of weird for the next week or so. And by the time the 11th rolls around, by the next full moon, we'll be back on a regular schedule. So listen, don't panic. It's never the right decision to sell out of fear. But I will be live tomorrow with Alex. I don't know if there's going to be an evening live schedule because I'm going back to Ohio for the graduation and for my son's birthday. And then I'll be back here on the 10th. But I'll still be going live. I don't know, Friday there probably won't be an evening live schedule, but there'll be the morning live. And then we'll be back at it on Saturday. But that is going to be it for this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. It's on TradingView, Mike. It is on TradingView. Please do. Don't take my word for anything. Verify everything. Trust no one. Listen to all, but only trust yourself. Okay? But that's going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.